Hi everyone, we're going to do a nice Hatha flow tonight. So it'll be a Hatha flow focusing on the hamstrings. It'll be the first part of it, the first 25 minutes will be more of a stretch out. So if you just want to do the first 25 minutes, that's probably a good idea if that's all you want to do is just a nice stretch. Otherwise, the rest of the flow, which will be about another 20 minutes, will be a little bit more dynamic. So your choice, you can either do this maybe for 25 and then come back tomorrow night and do the whole flow. And a Hatha-style flow, it's more focusing on the alignment. And the first half, as I said, will be quite a slow warm-up. So our hamstrings, if we have tight hamstrings, they take a while to open up. So really use your breath, and especially in the first part of the sequence. And if you have any straps, you probably don't have straps at home, but maybe you could use a scarf, an extension cord, make sure it's not connected, anything that really will help you. We're going to come into Supta Padangusthasana, so just something that you can wrap around your foot to hold. Otherwise you could just put your hands around your calf muscle. Anyway, let's get on with the flow, and thanks for joining me. Come down onto your back and we'll begin in Shavasana. We'll have a nice rest, so just come down, take your legs out wide, just allow the feet to drop out to the side. Allow the body to just open up here, take your arms out wide, feet slightly apart, roll shoulders away, draw the hip bones away, extend your neck, tuck your chin, take a clearing breath in. And we'll just begin to slow the breath right down. Take about 5 breaths here. Again, draw your breath in, deep down into the abdomen and right down into the pelvis. Pause for a moment at the top of your in-breath. And then find a new dry breath, that little constriction in the back of the throat. Just ease into a steady, slow out breath. Feeling all the contact from the back body onto the mat, the back of the arms, back of the shoulders. Just allowing yourself to be present. Again, draw on the breath. Feel the expansion across the front of the chest as you fill right up. Another wee pause at the top of your in-breath. And again, taking that slow, steady breath out. And try and match the length of our inhale and our exhale. So again, as you inhale, fill up. And equalising the length of that in-breath with your exhale. Allowing yourself to be really present and just anything that's been going on in your morning, your day, allow those thoughts just to taper off, float away. We'll take another clearing breath in, feel like you're breathing up from your feet right to the crown of your head. And again, that steady, slow out breath, releasing the whole back body onto the mat. Pulling legs together. And then knees into chest, wrap your arms around your knees. Drawing forehead to knees, rock side to side. Big breath in. And extend right into your exhale. Extend your legs long here, point the toes. I want you to draw your navel to spine. I always like to begin my classes with a bit of a core warm-up just to heat the body up. Interlace your fingers behind the base of your head, elbows out wide. Just drop the head back, draw the navel to spine, engage here. Point your toes, begin to squeeze the quads, lift the kneecaps. And then lifting the shoulders up, gazing between the thighs or the knees, drop the left leg down, keep the left ankle above the mat, bend the right knee. And then as you exhale, draw the right knee in towards your forehead, and then inhale,
extend. So your challenge is to imprint your lumbar spine into the mat. We'll do 5 of these. Exhale in, inhale. So as you inhale, really pressing the lumbar spine into the mat. Exhale in, exhale, inhale, release. Exhale in, inhale, release. We'll do one more. Exhale and inhale. Drawing the knees into the chest. Drop the head back, rock side to side. Big breath in. Feel that expansion across the front of the chest. And exhale. We'll do the other side. This time, extending the right leg straight, left knee above left hip. Imprint or formalize your pose here. So draw the navel to spine. Lift the shoulders up so you're gazing at your right toe. As you exhale, left knee in, squeeze it as high as you can. As you inhale, lengthen. 5 more. Exhale, left knee in as high as you can. Inhale, lengthen. 3 more. Exhale. Inhale. Should be starting to feel a little bit of a burn. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Beautiful. Draw the knees in again. Drop the head back, rock side to side. Big breath in. And exhale. Beautiful. This time just extending the left leg straight, and if you do have that scarf or extension cord, otherwise just taking the right hand around the calf, or see if you can grab your peace fingers around the big right toe, that's fantastic. You can take the head back, you can extend the left arm out at 90 degrees. Keep a little bend in that right knee as you maybe just point the left toe here. So see if you can really, or maybe try flexing it so you can push the back of the left calf down. I want you to really ground through that left hip so you're stabilizing here. And then as you inhale, I want you to start to push through the back of the right knee, beginning to straighten the leg, be gentle here. Early in the practice, our hamstrings are still opening up. You really need to use your breath to allow the hamstrings to open. So no too much stress, just a nice soft beginning here. As you inhale, I want you to just lengthen. And then as you exhale, squeeze the inner thigh. So we're supporting the stretch of the hamstring by engaging the quads here. Again, as you inhale, press or really flex the right foot so you get a nice stretch in the right calf as well. And as you exhale, squeeze the inner thighs and really draw the right hip down as you push through the right heel. Beautiful. One more inhale, draw the right shin towards you. And as you exhale, push through the right heel, drawing that right hip back, pushing through the right back of the right knee. And then release here. Take the right knee above the right hip, lengthen your neck. Right hand inside of, place it on the right inside of your right knee and open up here. So you're externally rotating the right hip. Take a nice big deep breath in, lengthen. And exhale. Just release any tension in the groin, the right adductor, the inside muscles of the thigh. Flex the right foot. Inhale. And as you exhale, come back to center. We'll come into a nice supine twist. Left hand outside of right knee. Draw the right knee over to the left. Extend right arm out. Place the right hand down and gaze back. Draw the right knee up as high as you can. Inhale, lengthen. And as you exhale, draw right shoulder blade back. This feels really nice. I feel like you're breathing up from the base of your spine to the crown of your head as you inhale. And exhale. So really opening up the right side of the body. You can feel a little bit of space being created in those thick muscles alongside the spine, the erector muscles, the QL. And on your next inhale, coming back to your center. And we'll do the other side, lengthen the right leg, this time taking your left peace fingers around the left toe. If that's not accessible, taking left hand to the back of the left calf. I want you to flex both feet, really helping you to engage the inner thighs, engaging the lower abdomen, your Uddiyana Bandha and your Mula Bandha. So by engaging your inner thighs, this really helps you to engage your bandhas. Beautiful. So I just want you to draw the left hip down as you push through the left heel. As you inhale, draw the shin towards you. And as you exhale, squeeze the inner thighs together. We'll do 2 more breaths like this. Inhale. Exhale. Give a little bend in that left knee if you have any injuries in the hamstrings, but remember to engage those inner thighs, squeeze the quads just to support the stretch of the hamstrings. Beautiful. Exhale. And then releasing here, finding that nice perfect L shape, left knee above left hip. Externally rotate the left hip open, flex the left foot, draw the outside of the left knee down to the left. Again, just finding any tension in the adductors and the left groin, releasing. Keep pointing or flexing that left foot just to ground down through the right hip and the left hip as well. Beautiful. On your next inhale, to come back to the center, supine twist. Place your right hand on the outside of your left knee. Draw the left knee over here, and as you inhale, lengthen. Placing the left hand out wide, 90 degrees. Looking back at your left hand, inhale, lengthen. And as you exhale, draw left shoulder blade back. Keeping that left knee up nice and high. This is a nice stimulus as well to the abdominal area, the abdominal organs, clarifying, stimulating. Big, deep cycles of breath here. We'll do 2 more. Inhale. Find your space on the left side of the body and exhale. See if you can draw the left shoulder blade back a little bit more. Inhale. And exhale, coming back to your center. Draw your knees in. We're just going to do some rock and rolling. So we'll take the hands behind the back of the knees. And as you inhale, come on up here. So sternum lifted, shoulders back, chest forward, point the toes. And as you exhale, roll back on the spine. Inhale up. We'll do 3 more of these. Beautiful. As you inhale, maybe come into Halasana. And then inhale, coming back up. Beautiful. So articulating the spine, warming up here. You might do 1 more. Exhale and inhale. Cross the ankles, grab the outside of your feet. Gently roll over here. So it's quite cold at the moment, so we want to really be careful where we warm up. We want to be careful of our knees and our muscles here. So we're going to come into cat and cow, hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Always formalize your pose, draw your sit bones together, squeeze the pelvic floor and lift. So a nice strong abdomen here, engaging muscles on the underside of the body. Push through the shoulders, make sure there's space between the shoulder blades. You want a protraction here, release any tension. So as you inhale, try to hold on to that core support. Lift the sit bones, drop the navel down. As you arch through the back, take the gaze up. And then we're going to do a little bit more warm up the hamstrings. We're going to lift the heels up towards the glutes. And then as you exhale, begin to round through the spine. Drop the feet down, push through the shoulders, drop the crown of the head down. So we'll do 3 more like this. As we inhale, lift your sit bones. Drop the navel down to the mat, take the gaze up, lift the heels up towards the glutes, squeeze those hamstrings, and then as you exhale, drop the feet down, round through the spine, push those shoulders open, crown of the head down. Beautiful. 2 more. Inhale. Always nice to articulate our spine, and we're also toning all the organs, the abdominal organs as well in this posture, this pose. Beautiful. Inhale. And exhale. Oh, that feels really good. Come back to a neutral position. We're going to tuck our toes under, spread the fingers wide, lift the knees, and then push your arms as you lift the hips high. Come into your downward facing dog. Take a little step forward here. Keep a little bend in the knees. I want you to grip down through your thumb, your index finger, your pinky finger. Pronate the forearms away as you externally rotate the shoulder blades. A lot to remember, I know. See if you can draw the shoulders well away from the ears, down towards the tailbone. Draw on the navel. Expand through the side ribs as you inhale. And as you exhale, lift those hips high and begin to draw the heels down towards the mat. Ooh, it feels very tight. So just bend one knee now, draw opposite heel down, move the hips from side to side. Dynamic breathing here, 3 rounds of breath. Nice big inhale again, expand through those side ribs. And as you exhale, draw the navel in, squeeze the pelvic floor. Your breath is very important here as we open up the hamstrings nice and gently. We want to feel, but not force. Remember, your breath is your most powerful tool, helping the body to open up. So come on, just begin to stop that pedaling. Come high on your fingertips here. So this is a really nice way to activate the shoulders as well. Stretch out the fingers. And then I want you to inhale, lengthen through the arms. Take the gaze forward, and as you exhale, so come high on your toes, squeeze the quads, and as you exhale, draw the heels down towards the mat. So you're still on your fingers here, but the soles of your feet hopefully are on the mat, pushing through the back of the knees here. Keep engaging the quads, lifting the kneecaps, supporting the hamstring stretch. Keep breathing. And exhale. Beautiful. Just gently walk on your fingertips or on your palms back toward your feet. Come into a halfway lift. So fingertips on the mat, halfway lift, shoulders or your chest forward, shoulders back. Lift those sit bones, nice straight hamstrings if you can. I want you to squeeze the quads again as you exhale. Release your palms into the mat. So we're going to come and do a little bit more stretching. What I want you to do is bend the left knee and then take your hands around the right ankle. So your left arm's in the middle. So take a grip around your right ankle. And then as you exhale, I want you to keep that left knee bent, plug down through your right heel and lift the right hip up and kind of pull on the ankle up here. So you're really drawing the forehead to the knee. Take another nice big deep breath in. And exhale. Ooh, so really drawing that right hip up. And as you inhale, come into a halfway lift again. And then we'll do the other side. This time bending the right knee, straightening the left leg, taking your hands around the left ankle. Inhale, lengthen. And as you exhale, so your right arm is in the middle, grip around your left ankle, draw the hands up here, so you're pushing down through your left heel, drawing the left hip up. Inhale, and exhale. Ooh, release, now come back into a halfway lift. And exhale, forward fold. Bend the knees, ground through the feet, tuck the tailbone, and raise your arms slowly as you uncurl overhead. I want you to grip here. So lifting your knees, you're gripping down through your feet, feeling the energy coming up through your legs, tucking the tailbone, nice strong abdomen, and then exhale. Samastiti. Beautiful. Inhale, raise your arms overhead. And as you exhale, arms out wide. So we've got a swan dive, chest open, gaze forward. Release your palms to the mat. And we're going to walk back forward into our downward facing dog. Take a couple of breaths here. Again, you can move your hips side to side, bend one knee, draw opposite heel down. You're being your breath through your practice. Really setting tension around the jaw, the cheekbones. Draw your feet, your heels together. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, drawing the heels down. And the next time you inhale, draw the right leg up into your three-legged dog. Bend the right knee, flex the right foot. Open up here so you're externally rotating your right hip. I want you to do is square your hips so that I want you to see if you can draw that left outer hip toward the back of the mat. Draw the left heel down if that's possible. Keep lifting the outside of your right knee up. Keep flexing your right foot. Gripping through your thumb, index and pinky finger. Inhale, lifting here. Exhale, come high on your left toes. Draw the right knee to the right tricep. Tuck in here and then place your right foot forward. Dropping left knee down. Placing your hands on your knee. Drawing the right heel towards the back of the mat and slowly come on up. So what we're And as we're warming up the hamstring by simply bending our knee, we're going to do this a little bit more. We're going to draw that right heel towards the back of the mat. And as you do that, as you grip down through your toes, you can really feel that engagement here in the hamstrings. So we're doing stretching, engagement, contraction and extension. Beautiful. Raise your arms overhead, Anjaneyasana. Keep drawing that right heel back. And as you exhale, release your palms down. I'm going to come into Ardha Hanumasana. This is sort of like half splits here. Untuck the left toes and draw that left knee back a little bit. Begin to straighten right leg, flex right foot. So I have a torn right hamstring, so I have to be very careful. You can take your arms out wide on your fingertips. I find this a really nice way. Keep the left knee and the left hip in alignment. Take a nice inhale, breath, and lengthen the spine, shoulders back, chest open, and as you exhale, bending the elbows, drawing over the right extended leg. So again, if you want to support the stretch of the right hamstring, squeeze the right quadricep, lift the right kneecap, so this really helps in just having a nice soft stretch. Just protects that injury. Beautiful. So see if you can draw that right hip back as you inhale, squeezing that right quadricep. Also squeezing the inner left thigh. And as you inhale, begin to bend that right knee. Draw, we'll come onto the sole of your right foot. Tuck the left toes under. Come into your high lunge. Again, I want you to engage, to draw the right heel towards the back of the mat. So you're on your fingertips, but there's lightness here because you're really engaging, you're squeezing the inner thighs together. Keep breathing. And then we're going to come down into our high plank. So place your hands on the mat. Come through to a three-legged plank. So fire that right leg back. Oh, we can feel that after a little stretch. I'm going to come all the way down through chaturanga with a one-legged plank. And then we're going to push back up, drop the right foot down. So we're going to come and experiment a little bit more with our chaturanga today. We're going to drop the knees down, keep the toes tucked under, arch through the lower back, drop the chest and the chin together at the same time. And then inhale, begin to straighten the leg, point the toes, and you can come into your cobra or into your upward facing dog. Knees, thighs, hips off the mat, your gaze is up. Exhale, tuck your toes under, lift your hips high. Downward facing dog. Now a nice big breath in as you inhale, lengthen the spine, really fire those hips up, straight arms. And exhale. Toe heel together, inhale, lifting left leg up, three-legged dog. Bend the left knee, flex the left foot. And see if you can lift the outside of your left knee up into the ceiling as you draw the right heel down towards the mat. Push through the back of the right knee. And see if you can think about drawing the outside of your right hip toward the back of the mat. This will really help you to square your hips. You're externally rotating the left hip open. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, come high on your right toes. Draw the left knee to the left tricep. And exhale, dropping the left foot between your palm, dropping the right knee down, placing your hands on your knees, drawing that right heel toward the back of the mat, drawing the torso over the pelvis, hands on your knees, holding here, engaging. So you want to tuck the tailbone, but draw, really focusing on squeezing the inner left thigh and drawing the right left heel back. Beautiful. Inhale, raise your arms overhead, Anjaneyasana. And as you exhale, frame your foot with your hands. We'll come back into that Ardha Hanumasana, which is a half split. We're going to come flex the left foot and draw that right knee under the right hip as you lengthen the left hamstring. So take the fingers or the arms out wide on the fingertips. Squeeze that left quad here if you have any hamstring injury or the left hamstring's been injured in the past. So squeeze that left quad, lift the left kneecap. Exhale, folding over. We'll do two full cycles of breath here. Beautiful. Next inhale, roll back onto the left sole of the foot. Framing your foot with your hands, tucking the right toes, lifting the right kneecap. So you're in your high lunge. Again, we're engaging, contracting that left hamstring, drawing the left heel towards the back of the mat, also squeezing the inner right thigh. So as you feel really engaged in the lower part of the body, you can feel the softness in the upper part of the body. So keeping that strength in the lower abdomen by squeezing the inner thighs, this really helps you to engage your mula bandha, your pelvic floor. Inhale and exhale. Stepping back here, three-legged plank. We're going to come forward, come halfway down to chaturanga. This is optional, of course. Pushing back up. Now dropping the left toes down, and then we'll come through a different version of chaturanga, dropping the knees down, arching through the lower back, chest chin to the mat. Point the toes as you lengthen the legs, come into your cobra or your upward facing dog. Open the chest, gaze up. Exhale, tuck your toes under, lift your hips high, downward facing dog. If this is enough for you, you could come into your child's pose, or everyone coming into child's pose, knees out wide, big toes touching, dropping the forehead into the mat, reaching forward with the arms and taking a few breaths here. So we're going to ramp it up a little bit now. We're going to bring a little bit more dynamic movements into the flow. We'll just take a few breaths here to reconnect with the breath. Softening the spine. Beautiful. So just drawing your hands out again underneath your shoulders, coming back into that neutral position. I hope you're joining me for the rest of the flow. So we'll come back into our downward facing dog. So spreading the fingers wide, pushing through thumb, index and pinky, tucking the toes under, lifting the knees, lifting the hips high, drawing the toe heel together. Inhale, right leg up, three-legged dog. We'll keep it nice and straight. We'll point the right toes. And as you exhale, we'll come through to Virabhadrasana 1. Right foot between your palm, back foot 45, front heel to back heel, or you could have front heel to the arch of your left foot. So pressing through that right heel, engaging the inner right thigh. Raise your arms overhead. Nice deep stance here. So you're really lunging deeply into your right knee. You're tucking the tailbone, really strong in the abdomen. Breathing here, lifting soft shoulders as you sparkle your fingers. And then as you exhale, warrior two. See if you can walk those right toes out a little bit further, making sure front knees over front ankle, tucking the tailbone, engaging that left quad. So you're lifting the left kneecap, reaching with your arms, your fingertips. Keep breathing, softening the shoulders, softening the collarbones. And as you exhale, straighten the front leg, shorten the stance slightly. We're coming to Parsvanattanasana. Traditional pose, hands into prayer behind your back. I want you to inhale, lengthen, open the chest, draw the right hip back, and just push that left hip forward a little bit. Again, engage the legs, engage the quads, the glutes. Exhale, fold over the right leg. Keep the gaze forward, keep the chest open. Take 3 breaths here. Again, grip down through the heel of your right foot to really engage the leg muscles. Keep breathing. We want to support the stretch as much as we can. 2, 3. Release your hands. We'll come into Utthita Trikonasana. Choice here, you can take your peace fingers around the right toe. Again, really gripping through the feet, engaging the leg muscles. Or if this is not accessible to you, just take your right hand to the shin and extend your left arm up. So we want to really draw that left shoulder blade back. Again, squeeze the legs as you open up. Keep breathing. We're going to engage that right glute, so draw that top hip back a little bit. Open up. 2 more breaths here. Imagine that you're really engaging the legs to draw the attention or the engagement to the midsection of the body, so you can really allow the spine to lengthen it out of the pelvic bowl. Inhale. Exhale. Look down, bend the right knee. Place your right fingertips just in front of your right foot and we're going to float into half moon. Beautiful. Just really rolling the left hip on top of the right. You can take left hand to hip for now while you're stabilizing. So really drawing again that right shoulder back, opening the front of the chest, lifting and extending the left leg straight, flexing the left foot so you're really engaged, squeezing that left glute. And now extend the left arm up. If it's there, you could come into a balance, lifting the right fingertips off. Beautiful. 2, 3. Now drop both fingertips down, so taking the left fingertips down, roll into your supported warrior 3. I've ended up off the mat, so I'll just jump back a little bit. So again, flexing left foot, engaging inner left thigh to really engage that left glute as well. When you do that, notice your shoulders are softening. Beautiful. And bending that right knee, and we'll step back through a little flow here. We'll step back to a high plank. And it's your choice whether you want to take the optional push-up, reaching forward over the fingertips, coming halfway down to chaturanga, pushing back up, rolling back onto the toes. Maybe one more, keeping the legs engaged, halfway down, keeping the hips high, strong in the navel, pushing up, roll back. Now drop the knees down, arch through the back, chin chest to match to the mat. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra, your choice. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll come straight into the left side. Inhale, left leg up, 3-legged dog. Point the left toe, push through the right knee, and then as you exhale, Virabhadrasana 1. Left foot forward, back foot at 45. Grip down through the arches of your feet as you raise your arms overhead. Feel the length in the side body as you tuck the tailbone, sparkle the fingers. And then as you exhale, maybe deepen the stance here. So gripping down through the arches of your feet, making sure your left knee's over the left ankle. Extend the arms out. Nice soft collarbones. Beautiful. And as you inhale, we'll lengthen the left leg straight, shorten the stance, hands in prayer. Parsvottanasana. Open the chest. Drawing the left hip back, squeezing the leg muscles. Exhale, folding over the left leg. We'll take 2 breaths. Keep the gaze in front of the left toe. Maybe shorten the stance a little bit more if you need to. Beautiful. And then we'll come into Utthita Trikonasana. Left piece fingers around the left toe. Otherwise, just take it to maybe the outside or just to the shin or the ankle. Again, grip down through the feet. Engage the leg muscles by doing this. Extend your right arm up. Draw right shoulder blade back. Open the chest as you keep squeezing the legs. Beautiful. You can really support the spine as you draw and lengthen it on the inhale out of the pelvic bowl. Keep breathing. 2, 3. Beautiful. Take the gaze down. Release your left toe. Bend the left knee. Ardha Chandrasana, your half moon. Just take the left fingertips forward. Gently float into this posture. Beautiful. Once you feel nice and stable, just take your right hand to the right hip as you roll the right hip on top of left. Open up, draw the right shoulder blade back, then extend the right arm up. Flex the right foot, really engage the muscles, the right quad here. Keep lifting, maybe come into a little balance by lifting the left fingertips off. 2, 3, beautiful. Come into your supported warrior 3, dropping the right fingertips down with the left, flexing the right foot. Again, engaging the inner right thigh, squaring the hips, drawing the shoulders back, chest open. And as you exhale, drop the right toes back, come through your little vinyasa, left leg up here, 3-legged plank, reaching forward, halfway down, chaturanga, pushing back up, rolling back onto those right toes. Just a little bit of upper body strength, always optional. I always like to throw these in here. Now drop that left toe down and come through your variation of chaturanga, knees down, arching through the back, chin and chest to mat. I said that twice. Inhale, cobra, upward facing dog. Squeezing the thighs here, drawing the lower abdomen in, opening the chest, taking the gaze up. Exhale, Adho. So we'll come back through even more of a dynamic flow. Just take a couple of breaths here to reconnect. Doing really well. And we'll just do a couple of add-on moves towards the end of that flow. So heel toe together, inhale, right leg up, three-legged dog. Exhale, Virabhadrasana 1. Back foot 45, raise your arms overhead. And as you exhale, warrior 2, breath movement. One breath, one movement here. Inhale, lengthen right leg straight, shorten the stance, hands in prayer. Open the chest, squeeze through the inner thighs, grip down through the arches of the feet. Exhale, folding over the right leg. 2 breaths, 1, 2. Release your hand into your Trikonasana, taking fingertips around the right toe, extending the left arm up. Keep gripping down through the leg muscles here. Drawing the left shoulder blade back. We'll take 2 more breaths. 1, 2. Releasing, bending the right knee. Right fingertips forward, just in front of your right foot. Float into that half moon. Rolling left hip on top of right. Extending left arm up, coming up onto your fingertips or coming into your balance. 2 breaths, gripping down through the arches of your right foot here, really engaging the quad, stabilizing. And then releasing both fingertips onto the mat, supported warrior 3. Squaring the hips by squeezing the inner thighs. And this time what we'll do is we'll draw the left knee up towards the chest. Slowly release the hands. Bring your hands onto your hips. Just take a few moments to stabilize. Ooh, well done everybody. If you want to just interlace your fingers around the left knee too, that's absolutely fine. What I want you to do is really integrate, feel like you're integrating the muscles of your right leg here. Squeezing the glutes, lifting and engaging the right quad, lifting the kneecap. Keep breathing. Remember to use your Ujjayi breath. And then just releasing your hands onto your hips. We're going to come into a revolving Padangusthasana here. So we're going to extend the left leg straight, take your peace fingers around the left toe. Only if it's there, otherwise keep the knee bent and just take your right hand to the left knee. We'll hold here for 3 breaths. Maybe extend the left arm back. Keep your gaze forward. You're really stabilizing to those right leg. All the muscles in your right leg are engaged. Your glutes, your quads, your hamstrings, your calf muscle. Keep breathing. And then keeping the grip around your right toe, we're going to come into Shiva. Externally rotate the left hip open, dropping the left ankle on top of the right thigh. Whew. And then bringing your hands into prayer, bending the right knee down. Well done everybody. Your right leg's begging you for forgiveness here. We'll come back into a supported warrior 3. So just a little hop back here. I'm going to give you some options. Fingertips on the mat. You can either come into standing splits by just taking your right hand around the back of the right calf, drawing the forehead to knee, pointing the left toes, and taking that lovely stretch to the right hamstring. Or if you want to take a little bit extra, a little bit more dynamic movement to this flow, a little bit of upper body strength, we can just do a few little handstand hops. And it's not really to come into handstand, it's really just to bring a little bit more dynamic movement to the flow, get the blood flowing a little bit more. So just hopping here, pushing through the heel, just lifting that left leg up. We'll do 3. Beautiful. Then stepping back into a high plank, reaching forward, push up option. We'll do 2. Exhale, halfway down, chaturanga. Push back up, roll back onto your toes, keeping the abdomen nice and strong. Forward, halfway down, chaturanga. Inhale, back up, roll back onto your toes, drop the knees down, arch through the back, chin, chest to mat. Inhale, lengthen, upward facing dog. Coming into a nice back bend. And that feels really, really good when you've been stretching out your hamstrings. Exhale, downward facing dog. We'll come back onto the other side. Inhale, left leg up, three-legged dog. Whoo, exhale, warrior one. Gripping down through the arches of your feet, gripping the inner thighs. Lengthen, whoo, and then exhale, warrior two. Whoo, really nice, everybody. Lunge deeply into that left knee. And as you inhale, straighten the front leg straight, shorten the stance, hands in prayer. Engage the quads, squeeze those quads, and draw that left hip back. Exhale, Parshvantanasana. We'll do 2 breaths, gazing over the left toe. Keep the chest open, draw the shoulders back, elbows out wide. Keep breathing, big inhales and long exhales. Allowing our hamstrings to open up safely and gently, really nice. And releasing, we're coming into a Tita Trikonasana. Again, gripping, keep the gripping, the engagement in the legs. Extend the left or the right arm up. Keep tucking the tailbone, keep drawing the right shoulder blade back. 2, 3. Taking your gaze down, bending the left knee, left fingertips in front, floating into your Ardha Chandrasana, your half moon. I love this posture here. Rolling right hip on top of left, squeezing the glutes, stabilizing this posture. So you're stacking your hips on top of each other, drawing the right shoulder blade back, maybe seeing if you can come to your balance, lifting the left fingertips off the mat. Extend, keep pushing through that right heel. 2, 3, and coming into your supported warrior 3, squaring the hips, just having that right heel really engaged, squeezing your right inner thigh especially. And then as you exhale, bend the right left knee and slowly draw that right knee up to the chest. Well done, everybody. Whew. We're nearly there. Hands on your hips, right knee at hip height. Again, integrating all the muscles in your left leg here. So you want to squeeze that left glute, squeeze the left quad. Keep breathing. And as you really stabilize through all the leg muscles and the midsection, you can feel the upper body softening. So you're not having any tension. You're not lifting your shoulders to hold yourself up. Keep breathing. Beautiful. Once you feel nice and stable, really gripping through those left toe knuckles, come into your revolving Padangusthasana, I'm calling it. So see if you can take your left peace fingers around the right toe, extend the right leg straight, or you can keep that right knee bent. Hold here. See if you can extend the right arm back. Hold for 5 breaths this time. 2, 3, 4, 5. Come into your Shiva. Take the right ankle on top of the left thigh. Bend the left knee. Hands in prayer. Keep breathing. Shoulders back. Lift the chest. Keep the gaze. Keep the focus. Soften your muscles around the face. 2, 3. Beautiful. Come back into your supported warrior 3. Right leg back. Just hop that left foot back. Make sure your hands are underneath your shoulders. You can take your options. You could simply come into standing splits by taking your left hand back of left calf, drawing the forehead to knee, pointing the right toe, and taking a nice little stretch here. Or you can come into more of a dynamic option, which is taking little handstand hops. And as I said, it's not to do handstand, it's really to do a little bit of upper body strength and really get the blood flow moving. So placing the hands down, lifting the hips up, we'll do 3, 2, 3, stepping back to your high plank, coming forward, optional push-up, we'll do 3 this time, halfway down, pushing back up, roll back onto the toes, reach forward, elbows in, halfway down, keeping that engagement in the midsection. 1 more, exhale, halfway down, inhale up, rolling back, knees down, arch through your lower back, chest, chin to mat, inhale, upward facing dog, or cobra. gaze up. Exhale. Ardha Mukha. Ooh, beautiful. Take the right leg up. We'll do a little wind down now. So as you exhale, come into your low lunge, your Anjaneyasana. Left knee down, keeping those left toes tucked. Keep pushing the pubic bone forward. Raise your arms overhead. And as you exhale, drop the left fingertips down. Keep the right arm up. Take your gaze down to left fingers. And then just fire that left leg through and just drop down onto your hips. So I'll face you so you can see we're going to come into Janu Shirshasana. So taking the right heel, top of left thigh, externally rotate the right hip open. Ground through your sit bones as you raise your arms overhead. And as you exhale, folding forward. Wherever your hands land, your shin, your ankle, or around the sole of your left foot, do a little reset. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, folding forward. We'll do 3 breaths here. And we're grounding down through both sit bones. And inhale, coming all the way back up. We'll do a little twist, taking your right foot on the outside of your left thigh. Just wrapping your right or your left arm around your right knee. And taking your right hand behind, so supporting the right side of the body. I'll just show you here. So inhale, lengthen. So your right arm supporting the right side of the body. Exhale, a little twist, looking over your right shoulder. We'll just take 3 breaths here. Try to, just thinking when you inhale, think about lengthening. And when you exhale, think about strengthening or sealing in that space that you've just created. Again, inhale. Exhale. A little bit further as you exhale, maybe inhale, lengthen. And exhale, lovely. Come back to the front now. And we'll do a little jump back. We'll cross the ankles here, point the toes, take your hands alongside your hips. See if you can lift your hips off the mat. Maybe see if you can lift your feet off the mat. We'll take 3 breaths. 1, 2, 3. Sit bones down, grab the outside of your feet, roll over the knees, come back into your high plank, dropping the knees down, arching through the back, chest chin to mat. Inhale, lengthen, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, Ardha Mukha. Left leg up, 3-legged dog, point the left toe. Exhale, Anjaneyasana, left foot through, place the right knee down, tucking tailbone, raise arms overhead. Keeping the left arm extended, dropping right fingertips down. Lift that right knee, fire that right leg forward. Exhale, drop right hip down. Janu Shirshasana on the left side. Voila, left heel, top of right thigh. Draw it in. It doesn't matter where your foot is here. Just really feel like you're relaxing, allowing that left hip to open. Again, ground down through your sit bones, raise your arms overhead. And as you exhale, folding forward. Do a reset wherever your hands land. Lengthen your spine as you inhale. Exhale, folding forward. We'll do 3 breaths here. Drawing the attention back to your breath, so using or engaging the back of the throat, Ujjayi breath. Standing right into that out breath. Inhale, coming up, and we'll take our little twist. So left foot on the outside of your right thigh, hugging that left knee into the center line with your right arm. This time, left arm alongside the torso, pressing the elbow into the left side of the body to support. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, twist. We'll do 2 more breaths like this. Feel like you're lengthening on the inhale, lifting the spine. And then as you exhale, feel like you're strengthening and sealing in that space that you've created. Beautiful. Beautiful. Coming back to the centre. Extend the legs out straight. We'll come into a nice forward fold. Keeping the feet flexed, taking the heels in front of the knees. So you're in a square cross-legged position. Taking your arms overhead. Grounding through your sit bones. And as you exhale, folding forward, sliding the palms out, dropping the heels or the elbows down. Take 5 breaths. Relax the shoulders, relax the jaw, the back of the neck. Beautiful. And inhale, coming up slowly. We'll come onto our backs, come into our final Shavasana. You can keep your knees bent, you can extend that leg straight. On the count of 5, arms forward, come down onto your backs for 5, for 4, for 3, for 2, for 1. Come into your happy baby. Hands around the outside of the feet, drawing the sacrum, the tailbone down to the mat. Ankles over knees. Open the hips out, rock side to side. We'll take 5 breaths. Because your hamstrings are low, all nice and warmed up. As you rock from side to side, straighten one leg. Ooh, make sure you don't tip over. And I hope they feel nice and open. As one of my yogis described, she felt like she was walking on air when she did a hamstring class. Beautiful. So coming into your final Shavasana, dropping the legs down slightly apart. Allow the feet just to drop out to the side. Roll the hips away. Take a few moments to find a nice comfortable place on your mat. Draw the shoulders away. Wriggle everything so you're nice and comfortable. Arms out wide, palms facing up. Lengthen your neck, tuck your chin. And take a nice deep clearing breath in. So as you inhale from your feet right up through the body to the crown of the head. Close the eyes and feel the whole front body integrating into your back body. Again, draw the breath in, slowing the breath right down. So you come into your final rest. As you're feeling the head becoming heavy, feel the shoulders, the back of the arms, the wrists on the mat. All the muscles alongside your spine beginning to release and relax the back of your hips. Notice how heavy the thighs are, ankles. And soften your belly, soften your breath. And stay in your final resting pose for as long as you like. Thank you for practicing with me today. And I'm going to read a little excerpt from Michael Stone, and then I'll leave you in your rest. So this is from Michael Stone. He talks about body and mind. And he says, first of all, the spiritual practice of yoga is a journey of letting go. So it's always important to reconsider what it is that we're actually letting go of. He says posture practice is a way of noticing our tendency toward attachment and aversion. And this causes us to repeat the patterns of not seeing things as they are. He says all of our problems and feelings of dissatisfaction and suffering are caused by fixation and clinging, latching onto things and not being able to release them. This latching is a form of distraction
and it occurs within all of our sense organs, through our eyes, through our ears, our nose, our tongue, our skin, and especially our mind. So we latch on to sound, form, feeling, thoughts, and especially perception. He says a yoga posture is a wonderful way of feeling things as they are through direct contact with energy flow. We notice how certain patterns of energy are difficult to stay with, and with patience and immediate awareness, we stay with them. Learning to stay focused is effectively a process of learning to be free, because when we let go of something, we become free of it. Thank you for practicing with me. Namaste.